Replacing a Type 30 air brake chamber brake diaphragm. I got nobody to hold this for me, so I'll make it short and sweet. You don't have to hang around and listen. Been having issues and trying to figure out where it was, but couldn't hear it from the cab. Couldn't even hear it yesterday while checking the brake valve on the other side. This is on the right steer. See these little cracks in there? I was blowing off air. Apparently not every time, just intermittently for some odd reason. Starting with late brake application, easing up to a stop or whatever, and causing stuff to go a little peculiar. And the trailer do more braking than the truck, as well as it was time to readjust the brakes also. They got automatic slack adjusters, but it's good to redo them once in a while anyway. This takes a 7/16 shallow socket and a long ratchet. Your wobble head works better on the drive axle, so you got a full quarter turn of range you can do. We got these clamp ring that goes on there. There's the other part of it, just hooks together on the one end right here. 9/16 socket, deep socket, takes the nut off of the bolt that goes through the other end there. And just a simple design. Got a spring inside that keeps tension back, except for when you apply air, which pushes the diaphragm and therefore pushes that brake rod to actuate the brakes there. And for those that don't know, 18-wheelers don't have 18 brakes. They got one set of brakes per hub. So if it's a 3-axle truck, do the math. 4 shoes per axle, that's it. So don't listen to nonsense out of some people. That's going to go back on here. It's a little difficult because I got the hose over here. I'm going to have to reposition it close to where it originally was so it does okay for steering. But when you got a bumper up your culo, it's easier to have the tire turn. So anyway, here's the air dryer that ejects the moisture. The air system, it's working great. It's dry. I've drained the air tank pretty much every time I stop on the wet tank. And I recently drained also some air off of the primary and secondary air tanks, which should be done occasionally, just to make sure there was no moisture or oil coming from the compressor, from engine oil or anything like that. And so hopefully between adjustments and replacing this diaphragm that I could finally audibly hear with the pedal mashed down and me being out front here, then it's going to work better. The reason for this vice grip, we applied the foot brake, clamped that vice grip on there. It's holding all that spring tension, so I'm going to quit diddling around here and get this done before it pops loose and removes anything personal.